Okay, let's go. Um, I wanted to analyze this game that I played a couple of days ago. There's something I want to learn about it. Actually, I already know it now. But I do need to make a video so I can remind myself on how to play that, the specific opening that I played. I already analyzed it, but it's still worth going through because of basically how crazy the middle game was. Okay. So d4, knight f6, c4, e6. I've been playing this to basically play a Benoni without after knight f3, and if not, well, this is a slightly better variation of the Benoni for black, and if not, then I just need to learn this, which is the Nimzo Indian. After knight c3, c5 is still possible, but yeah, it's okay. Queen c2 happened in this game, and I knew that castling was the move, and I'm not sure why. d4, d5 and c5 are apparently also good, but yeah, I just castled. Here, my opponent played e4. This is, I think, the first time that I ever got into this this main line, which is kind of surprising. I've played this a couple of times already in classical games. I know that the move here is d5, which I played. e5 happened, and I played knight e4, which is also the only move. Both of us got both of us had one more move of prep. Bishop d3 happened here, and I knew that you had to play c5, and this loses a pawn, but you win a pawn back. And here both of our preps ended, which is not the perfect point, but it worked out. So we were both on our own. We had to calculate, and there's a lot going on. Like, if you take, I take with the knight probably, and then right? Or maybe I just take and ignore it. Maybe I'll do this, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Or just knight d7 immediately and go here. I don't know. This I just take back, and then my bishop gets active, so you don't really like doing that. Yeah, really the only thing you can do is to play the knight here to defend this pawn. You can also play bishop e3, by the way. I think, but that makes a lot less sense. My opponent played knight e2, and I don't think it matters which one you pick there. I took the pawn, which is also accurate. They took back, which makes sense. And here I need to learn that knight d7 is the play, and again you go to c5 with your with this knight, or if they take twice here, so let's actually make this the main line. If they take twice here, you get queen c7 and you win one of your pawns back. Apparently knight f3 is not good because of b6, which I'm not sure about. Oh, the queen does actually get trapped. I missed that. Wait. Why this one and not this one? Apparently this bishop is good. I don't know. I would have assumed that this would still be okay, actually, because you're up basically 2 pawns. But I'm going to win one of these. Yeah, I I would not have thought of b6 if I didn't know about it. So it's good that I didn't have to here. You can also take b6 or knight b6 and go here, because you can't play b3, so I do actually win my pawn back. Or f5, I guess. f5 is weird, but yeah, whatever. Fortunately this didn't happen. This is what I should be doing. Instead I played an incorrect move here, which is hard to prove that it's bad. You do need to find an only move, and we found it after the game. I took on c4, which attacks here and attacks here, but leaves my knight undefended. So we trade pieces here, and I thought that currently I'm up a pawn, and this is undefended. And the best way to defend it is f4, was what I thought. Apparently bishop f4 also works. But after f4, then I'm just happy. I'll play like rook d8 or something. f4 cannot be a good move at all. Yeah, or just develop my knight to d7 and c5. Because if the bishop moves, then actually no, that's still fine. I probably would have played h6 here. Then we just continue on. But apparently bishop f4 exists, and then you're kind of... then it's not great. My opponent instead took here, which is also fine. King h8 forced. And yeah, I assumed bishop e4, then I would take here, I'd be up a pawn, but the attack on my king is kind of rough. But yeah, my opponent actually castled instead. And here I spent a lot of time. I thought about just taking this pawn, just developing pieces. I thought about g6. I really wanted to avoid playing g6, but I think it's okay to do in the end. Because I also get queen takes e5 was my point, but it's really close. I looked also at bishop h6, but apparently that's not the move. Take was kind of my line, but yeah, maybe not. But they just take, I take, and take on e5, otherwise I'm just dead, apparently. And now this is my king. Good luck, me trying to survive. One thing that's interesting is that my rook is defended by the bishop. So in a lot of lines I don't need to actually defend it with my king. Yeah. Here my opponent played the move f4, which does not help. It blocks out in this bishop. But and technically does not force me to do anything. Well, it kind of does. But after bishop c5 check, you're forced to go king h1. I think maybe you can... we also looked at bishop e3, which apparently isn't even bad. But this was the idea, and then... okay, you do actually have to find queen f5. Wait, really? I mean, there's no threat. You can't take, right? Because of checkmate. So what if I just do this? Oh, you take there. Ah, that's so funny. Okay, fair enough. F4, yeah. I didn't play bishop c5 check. I wanted to leave this check in the position until the opportune moment. And I thought that this wasn't it because I looked at where I wanted my queen to go. I did not want to go here. I wanted to go here. Check here, there was my plan, because you can't take the rook because it's defended, and then my bishop would be attacked there. There's also this option, queen f6, that if you play bishop c5 you can't play queen f6 anymore because of this. And same with queen g7. So yeah. Yeah, then it makes sense actually that you're losing unless you find queen f5 in that line. But yeah. I did play queen f5 here, fortunately for me. And my opponent thought that I was forced to play king g8 here, but I had queen h7. And now, well, after queen g5, which keeps the queens on the board and gives my opponent play still, I thought I was doing very well. I also missed my opponent's plan, but I had a solution for that, fortunately. I did see that knight c5 is great. Why? Well, what is... I want to move my rook at some point, and then this becomes a threat, and this is slightly a threat. This is a little bit of threat, queen here. And I defend both of those squares now. So knight c6 is a great move here. And my opponent tries, well, basically a new plan, but I can defend it. A plan that I didn't even see before this. It's probably just doesn't work, but there is an issue here, and I can fortunately defend. I saw bishop e7, and yeah, that I also know why it's better than what I played. But yeah, yeah, bishop e7 is cool, but I thought I'd play e5 first. And the point is that I'm actually threatening bishop e7 here. Because where can the queen go? The queen is after bishop e7. So let's say here, bishop e7 has to go here, and I trap the queen, which I thought was beautiful. And I only realized that after playing e5. My opponent did manage to defend and played knight d5. And here again I had a couple of options. I saw quite quickly that I could play rook f5 because this is all defended. After knight f6 I might wait, what? Rook f5, knight f6, check. Oh, it's no check, so I can just take the queen and take this queen and then run away with my knight. Another line that I looked at was e4 first, because where does the rook go? Can't go here because of that. Can go here, can't go here. Can't go there either, so it's one of these two. So it's one of these two. And if you do that, then the queen loses a square, and I think that's just it. And then I can play rook f5. Oh yeah, then I can play rook f5 again. And on knight f6 I saw that this line, I can go into this line and trap the knight in the end and be up a piece. And also I should probably, we talked about this, I should probably play f2 check as well. Otherwise these would be, otherwise there would be no more double pawn, which is a thing. But apparently this is not as easy as it looks. Yeah, fortunately I didn't go for that, I just played rook f5, easy enough. And if you go here with the queen, of course, then I get a discovered attack. If you go here, then I take here and win. This gets a discovered attack here. If you go here, then I take. Probably just move back, and I've traded queens, and the game is over. Yeah. So that. Yeah. So rook f5. My opponent didn't even try knight f6. My opponent tried rook rook h3, but I'm attacking a rook. My opponent is. I'm attacking a queen. My opponent is attacking a queen. So I can just take here, and take here, and then that's just a trade. I even win this, and the game is just over here. My opponent tried this to create a tempo here so that they can develop the rook, and then realized, oh, I can't actually move my rook anywhere. Rook f1 is probably... I thought that, why is my opponent not playing rook f1? And then I saw this, and then apparently it's still the best move. Because, well... b3, yeah. And I get rook f8, and rook f2, and rook g2, and then it's probably just... It's almost checkmate, basically, and I can trade all the pieces, and it's just a win. My opponent did try a bit. Forced to go here. Forced to go here. I am missing one move to be able to play this and this and trap the bishop, because the bishop needs to be, or actually from here, to play b6 first and then this, and to trap the bishop on away from this diagonal, so it would actually be checkmate. Because here I want to play knight f2, but I can't. Well, I can, but it's not checkmate. And if I do this, then the bishop can be fine on a different... Bishop can be like... Oh, there is no real square for the bishop. That's in... maybe you can do this and that or something. So on b6, you try like this and that. Knight e1, that's... Oh no, you go here. That's also funny. I missed that, of course. But yeah. Rook g2 there. I didn't play b6, I just played knight f2 and accepted this trade. Gonna try a4 and... Oh, this is probably easier than what I did. I just traded rooks. And again, and there's just nothing to play for. I did get into... Actually, sorry, not h4. This. I did get into this interesting position. Where this pawn cannot be stopped, but can't move, because I'm blocking this. So now I'm just going to block all of my opponent's pawns and just wait. Which I thought was funny. A couple moves later, my opponent resigned. So that's, yeah, first... It's not my first game of the year, but it's my first game of the year at my chess club. I wanna say... No, not at all, but it's It's the first game from the chess club that I wanted to analyze. That's it. Yeah, the opening is just something that I wanted to look at mostly. This might be an interesting trick, because you're basically forced into only moves here. If you don't play bishop f4, you're just behind, right? Maybe you can do this and then go back. Yeah, f5 makes sense. I'm up a pawn at least. I could also, before f5, take here. But apparently that's not very good. Yeah. I'm up a pawn, but it's hard to show that I'm safe here. I thought that that would be interesting. And that's kind of what I expected to have happen as well. And this is the same line. So yeah. But yeah, the actual line is apparently just knight d7 and let's say bishop f4, because this pawn is hanging, and knight c5, and then you can't actually do anything with these pieces anymore. So I take, you can't take with the queen. I could take there. Yeah, something like that. Which c4 is funny. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think this is at least an interesting position to have, with all the pieces attacking one another. Yeah, it's just this and b6 or something. Queen takes, I guess. I'll figure it out at some point. But I thought that that this was interesting, and especially where is it, the bishop e7 line after here at some point. Oh, I removed that. Here, knight d5 is definitely one of the better moves, because this traps the queen, which I thought was funny enough. So yeah, see you on the next one.